Hey everyone, this is Dave A. Gardner, and you're listening to the Heart of Juliet Jones fan fiction podcast. This is part 31 of Chasing a Dream, based on the vintage daily comic strip called The Heart of Juliet Jones, with characters and stories originally written by Elliot Kaplan and illustrated by Stan Drake in 1961.
Hey, that's my line, Dave. Or did you forget that you have a super cute co-host beside you who does her job very well, I might add?
Oh, sorry, Eve. I didn't mean to steal your thunder. You go ahead.
Why, thank you, kind sir. This is Eve Jones, everyone, your co-hostess with the mostess, joining the ever-handsome and delightfully funny main host over here. As always, the fan fiction story you are hearing today is written by your favorite romance novelist and mine, Mr. Dave A. Gardner. So awesome. Yes, sir, baby. Welcome back to a story that has the potential to brighten your day with a mix of humor, drama, and a whole lot of heart.
Thanks, Eve. Now let's go ahead and update our listeners on what happened in our last episode.
Absolutely, Dave. In our last episode, things were happening behind my back that I wasn't supposed to know about. Like, for instance, I had no idea that Glenn Sabine was chastising his unhealthy chain-smoking assistant for sexually harassing me. That's actually pretty groovy, right? But I also wasn't aware that my sister had a police check done on my heartthrob. I mean, come on, right? Why would Julie think there was something wrong with Glenn Sabine, my darling crush, and host of the Miss Teen USA contest? If anything, she should be checking out that idiot assistant who thinks Hamlet is the best playwright who ever lived. Anyway, let's listen in to part 31 and find out what happens next.
August weather in Devon was a dream. Tender winds rustled the branches of pine and oak trees as the sun, not as strong as July, touched down warmly and pleasantly. It was the perfect way to spend a Saturday afternoon promenading along a quiet street with Shorty and Deirdre. Eve spilled the beans about her recent encounters and subsequent acting lessons with Glenn Sabine. Shorty and Deirdre were bowled over by the news. They had always known Eve had talent, but for someone like the host of the Miss Teenager pageant to personally choose her to mentor out of 19 million other teenage girls in the country was simply inconceivable. Eve was a non-stop chatterbox.
Yes, baby. So it was like, what luck I was having, right? I mean, this sort of thing happens to pretty girls who become homecoming queen because they kiss up to the principal, and he chooses her because she made him blush, and he doesn't want her to tell his wife, but to me? No way. Am I right, guys? But Glenn kept telling me I had talent and encouraging me, you know? So then, after that, I don't know, things just got weird with that assistant of his. Mr. Sabine is so talented, you guys.
Eve gushed. She hoped that the soft little thumping of her heartbeat wouldn't be as audible to the ears as it was to hers and give away her feelings for Glenn. It was Shorty whom she especially was concerned about. He was gazing at her with a relatively suggestive look of jealousy. Eve continued, switching the subject away from Glenn to that sleazy smokestack that tried to grope her.
His name is Pike Setter. So like I was saying, he's, well, how can I put this?
Well, what's he like? So far, all you've been blabbing on about is Glenn Sabine this and Glenn Sabine that. Maybe there's a guy in there for Deirdre, right guys? Okay, don't answer that. But seriously, tell me about him. He sounds dreamy.
Blurted out Deirdre, shrugging her shoulders with hands raised high. To Deirdre, every guy in the world was potential gawking and ogling material, as evidenced by the hundreds of little photographs on her bedroom wall, like a mosaic of dreamy heartthrobs. Eve had lent her a few herself, since her own wall was already full up. In short, Deirdre needed details. But did Deirdre really want to know about Pike Setter, Eve wondered? He was the last person in the world she wanted to talk about. Sure, he was quite affectionate when it came to hand gestures, but he gave her a severe case of the heebie-jeebies when his arrogance and impertinence took over. He was always there in the background during her acting sessions, smoking up a storm and filling the room with a cloud of menacing second-hand air trash. He was like the stagehand that wasn't really welcome in the wings, but you couldn't get rid of since he was somehow part of the production too.
I don't know, Deirdre, this guy is not the kind of dude you would find pinned to your wall. Or anyone's wall. First of all, he's like so old. Maybe 35, 40? Maybe he's younger, but he looks much older because of his 30-pack-a-day smoking habit. He just seems to be laughing at you all the time, like he knows a big joke he isn't letting you in on. I wanted to get the heck away from him, you know?
Her mind drifted back to the hotel room, where she had been stuck with the psychopath alone for almost 20 minutes.
"Trust me, Deirdre," Shorty said. "He doesn't seem like the kind of guy you would want to date. Your style is football jock, meets James Dean, meets Jackie Gleason for laughs."
Deirdre and Eve laughed.
Oh, you stop it, Shorty Hale. Since when do you know what type of male I'm interested in? I don't care if he's a bit off kilter. I kind of like them bad to the bone.
You know what? You're my best friend, so I think I know you a little bit, Deirdre. And trust me when I say this. You're just desperate to date anyone. And you'd have to be desperate to date this guy. So yeah, he's perfect for you.
Eve giggled. Deirdre shoved her, and Shorty for good measure. Meanwhile, back at the Devon house, room 32, Sabine wasn't finished letting the pikester have it, reaming him out for his incivility around the otherwise talented and sensationally pert Eve Jones. Sabine fixed his pork pie hat in the mirror before whirling around in a James Bond pose, pointing a finger that could cut through steel.
"I won't warn you again, Pike,"
Sabine blasted with saliva bursting through clenched teeth. Pike was haughtily reclining on the bed with his head resting on the pillow. As was his habit, he was lighting up his 600th cigarette of the evening. "So I'm out on parole, huh?" he snarled like a bothered wolf in repose. As always, he took the irascible, sarcastic approach. "That's a nice, cozy arrangement."
Hey everyone, this is Julie again, Juliet Jones. Thanks for hanging out with us again and listening to the Heart of Juliet Jones fan fiction podcast. You make all of this so special, so we are deeply indebted to you, dear listeners. As a reminder, if you're new around here and you liked what you heard, why not go ahead and subscribe to this podcast? It's free and fun, and another F word I won't mention. Funny. Yes, that's the word. Yes, it is. It's hilarious. Yes. And as a reminder, if you're interested in reading sweet and fun romance novels, you should totally check out the website of author Dave A. Gardner. He's the writer of this fan fiction podcast, pretty handsome if I do say so myself, and also Eve's favorite romance novelist. That website address is authordaveagardner.com. That's authordaveagardner.com. You've listened to the Heart of Juliet Jones fan fiction podcast. Oh, and of course I have to say, Happy Easter, everyone. We hope you have a lovely day with friends and family. If you are lonely during the holiday, you're always welcome to come by the Joneses' home with me, Pops, and Eve. We'll serve you a slice of freshly baked blueberry or apple pie, baked by yours truly, Juliet Jones. So until the next time, dear listeners, like Juliet, that's me obviously, may love always bloom in your heart. Like a rose. Love you all. Bye-bye.